Hello and welcome to Queenie's Card of the Month for October 2014. Well, it's October. Now, apparently, it's time to slow down a little bit and pace ourselves. Because this month I pulled Geeoooww the Slow. That little guy, he stops and smells the roses. So this is telling me that October is a month to slow down a little bit, to pace ourselves. And I know for me, September was kind of a whirlwind month. I realized, oh my gosh, I was doing everything every single weekend in September. And then when I finally hit the first weekend of October, I didn't really have anything to do except for this. So it was kind of weird, and I didn't know what to do with myself. How about that? So this is the perfect entry into October. When you go slow, you can look around, assess what needs to be done, and go about doing it slowly and deliberately. There are always going to be months and times like this. Sometimes the only way to accomplish your goal is by going slowly and deliberately so that you can be thorough, so that you're not leaving any details kind of hanging around. So I would suggest that October is a month of this kind of energy. You might find that you want to move really fast and have something right now. This is not necessarily the month where that's going to happen. I know some people will say, oh, no, yeah, Mercury's in retrograde during October. And yes, it is. And Mercury being in retrograde, everybody gets all weirded out about that. But really, it's just a chance to slow down and re-examine things. Because Mercury in retrograde really means that Mercury stops and doesn't really move as fast. And so it goes back through the signs that it just went through. So it's kind of a redo. You get a chance to redo. You also get a chance, when things are retrograde, you get a chance for the world to kind of reflect back what you just learned, to test, to see if you just learned it. See if you actually really learned it. To see if you actually will make that different choice that you've been shown that you could make in some situation or relationship or whatever you're involved in. And so Mercury being in retrograde gives you the chance to do that. And I think it's really funny to have pulled Geeoooww the Slow during that Mercury retrograde time, because that indicates a slowing down too. A slowing down and examining the details and making good plans and taking things one step at a time. So go the slow means that October is a month of kind of, well, every day should be a day of acknowledging where you are and then going from there. But October, especially with this card, is showing you that it's possible that you might be missing something by trying to blunder or push really far and really fast ahead of time. And I know I get impatient too. I want things now. I want it to be, I want this relationship to be now, not a long time from now, but I just want it now. Or I want this job to shift and change. I want this big, huge, giant change and shift now, not a year from now, not a month from now, not 2 days from now. I want it now. And we could sit with that frustration a little bit too much, and it makes you miserable. But if you just take things this month, if you could just remember to take things one step at a time, go slow. And enjoy the journey, because that little guy, the energy around that card is about really needing to not only pay attention to the steps that you're taking, pay attention where you're putting your feet on the path, pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the subtle messages that you're receiving through each step of the way. Because we often, when we're taking steps through things, we're getting messages about the steps that we're taking. We're getting little subtle responses kind of from the universe or God or whatever you want to call it. We're getting responses. Sometimes the responses are, nope, not time yet. And sometimes the responses are, ooh, this is ready to open up for you. Look, this is unfolding pretty easily and effortlessly. Isn't this nice? You planted this seed and it's unfolding. But still, trying to blunder in there really, really fast, you're going to miss something very valuable, because that's what this card also teaches, is that you don't want to miss anything really valuable that you could learn or that you could integrate during this time of kind of slow forward movement. It's this is not a card about it's a card about patience, but it's not a card about a waiting period. This is a card about making forward movement, but it's about making forward movement in a very premeditated, step-by-step sort of way. So, for the month of October, enjoy smelling the roses, paying attention to the details, and taking concrete, slow, deliberate steps towards whatever it is, the goal that you have. You're building a foundation right now, and that foundation takes time. You can't just whip it out really fast, because that's not necessarily a sturdy foundation. So this is kind of a building month as far as I can see, a slow building month. So enjoy the Mercury retrograde. What that's going to do is it's going to have you revisit things that you felt like you already visited before, but this is going to show you that you can make different choices so you can make those things work out better for you. And stop and smell the roses and enjoy the moment that you're in, and take small, deliberate steps towards the future that you want. Geeoooww the Slow. Cute little guy. If you are interested in having a reading with me, or either via email, via Skype, which would be kind of like this, except you talk to me too, and anything else, or if you have any questions about the cards, Brian Froud's Fairies Oracle, and how I do what I do, you can find me at www.Erin, ERINSHANNON.squarespace.com. That's my website. You can see what I do. I do intuitive and performance coaching. There's videos of things that I've done. I'm in a couple of bands and various things that I do, and poems and all kinds of stuff. And you can also look on the rates page so you can see how you can connect with me and pay really easily through PayPal. Again, that is erinshannon.squarespace.com. I want to wish you a wonderful October, slowly, deliberately, beautifully, paying attention to the details. And I want you to know that I love you very much, and I'm rooting for you. Happy October.